Hey everybody, Ken here. It's Good Friday, and I was thinking today about how we call this Good Friday, but it's the day on which Jesus died. In 1999, Karen and I got married, and we picked up everything that we had here in Maine and moved to South Carolina. We started a new life, got a new house, new jobs, new school, new church, and it's an experience like that one in which we experience both the fullness of joy because we're starting things new and exciting and a new chapter of our life that we've been looking forward to. But there's also sorrow there, leaving loved ones and things that we know that are comfortable, places that we've lived, jobs that we enjoyed, with people that we loved. And very often we have experiences like that. Maybe you've left a really good job for an even better job, and you could experience both the joy and the sorrow in that. Or maybe you've had a loved one who's been suffering physically, who's passed away, and you sense that it's better for them to be in the presence of God than to be suffering physically. And that brings you joy, but there's the sorrow of having to say goodbye to them. There's other experiences like that where the fullness of joy and sorrow come together in the same moment. The Apostle Paul said he experienced that as an apostle and as a follower of Jesus, that he was sorrowful yet always rejoicing. We experience the brokenness of sin in our world, but when we preach the gospel, we also have the joy of getting to proclaim good news in Jesus' name to that broken world. So Good Friday is a day when Jesus went to the cross, and we contemplate and meditate on his sufferings, and in whatever ways we can, we try to participate in those to understand what he went through. And there's great sorrow there when he cries out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" But Jesus on the cross is also accomplishing his greatest work and his greatest glory. He's overcoming sin, and in that, he's carrying out the work of God. Jesus was not a victim. He was not put on the cross by men. It was the will of the Lord to crush him and to carry out a final judgment on sin, God's wrath for sin, fully poured out on Jesus. This was God's victory over sin and evil. And so Jesus cries out on that same cross, "It is finished." It was a battle cry. The war was over. God had won. Jesus, fully obedient to God the Father, even to death on a cross. And God was going to exalt him to a throne and give him a name that's above every name. This was Jesus' greatest victory. So Good Friday is both the fullness of joy and sorrow. So if you're feeling conflicted today about which you should be experiencing, and maybe it's reflective of the experience we're all going through. We have the joy of a little more time on our hands, time with family, but maybe there's the sorrow of things that we've lost. It's minor compared to what Jesus experienced on this day, but it's a reflection nonetheless. So every time you experience that fullness of joy and sorrow in the same moment, use that as an opportunity to remember what Jesus went through today on Good Friday when he went to the cross to be crucified for us, but accomplish God's victory over sin and evil. God bless you.